This is four Orishas that belong to the Olokun family that are somehow related to Olokun, and there's many more, but these are just the four that I have at this moment that I have received. And the first one here is Olosa. She's the Orisha. She's one of the wives of Olokun. Olokun is supposed to have 9 wives and 9 children, some people say. So it's, I mean, obviously I only have 4. But Olosa is supposed to be a wife of Olokun, and it's the Orisha of the lagoons. Olosa is a sister of Yemaya. In Africa, Yemaya, remember, lives in a lagoon. Somehow in Cuba it got transferred to the ocean, but, well, the point is that Olosa is sister of Yemaya, and it's a wife of Huichol. Olosa is, her messengers are the crocodiles, and she's a very docile Orisha. She's very sweet and very tranquil and, very calm. She reminds me a lot of Onobatala, although she's not, so don't get it confused. She reminds me a lot of one, since her energy and everything is so like mellow, and she's very like, to me, she's very like, a crocodile usually they move slow, they're not like the fastest runners or anything like that. So that's how I see Olosa also. Then here we have Olona, which is I can kind of say a brother or so of Olokun, but Olona is really related to Olosa. That's how I get it related to Olokun. But Olona is the brother of Olosa and of Yemaya. He is the Orisha that stands at the edge of the lagoon in the forest, and Olona is the one who's in charge of taking the offerings and giving them to Olosa. He's a very old Orisha, very fragile. When you move him and stuff like that, you have to move him carefully because he's just very fragile. Then here's where I keep my Ananagun, and Ananagun is a controversial Orisha. Ananagun, to some, is not even an Orisha, to others it is. It's one of those things. Ananagun is considered to be the Yoruba version of Pandora, as in Pandora's box. Ananagun was that little curious girl who was raised by Ofun, the physical manifestation of the Odu Ofun, of the divination Ofun. And Ofun, it said that in his house he had an attic, and in the attic he kept many mysteries. And he adopted Ananagun and took her into his house and told her, "You're free to do anything, you just cannot go to the attic and see what I have in there." And everything was fine until obviously one day curiosity killed the cat, and Ananagun went into the attic and looked at what he had. And when she looked, all he had, he was keeping safe all of the Osogbo, and what she did was, by looking at them and opening everything, she released all of the Osogbos into the world. The Osogbo of suffering, the Osogbo of fear, the Osogbo of revolution, the Osogbo of hatred. All of those negative things that are obviously present in our world were released pretty much into the world by Ananagun. How is she a good Orisha to have? Well, she swallows Osogbos. So, hey, I want her in my house to swallow any Osogbos, obviously. Since she released them, she took it upon herself to bring them back. And she's considered to be a daughter of Olokun, which is why she's also a mystery Orisha. She's a dark Orisha. Besides having all the issues with the Osogbos, of course. You can't get any darker than that. But she swallows Osogbos, so she takes them back in. So whenever you have an Osogbo, you can always go into an Ananagun and cleanse yourself, and she will swallow it up and take it. She's also related to the moon. So a lot of people put tools, like her tools are moons and things like that. So, and then this last Orisha that I have here, it's Olosun, which is the wife of Olokun. Olosun, it's an issue you have to be very careful with because she's very fragile. She doesn't like light of any kind. She only comes out at nighttime. She used to be called Elesu, which I know that some people put it less as a different Orisha, but I guess, some people are just some people. But the point is that Olokun is an Orisha that got confused a lot with Yemaya, and they will call her the white Yemaya because she is an albino, or the way she's seen is as an albino Orisha, or an albino woman covered in scales from head to toes. And since she's albino, she can't stand the sunlight or anything, so she would always only come out at nighttime. And all of her offerings and her ceremonies and everything will be done at nighttime at a sandbar that they had near wherever the heck they were in Nigeria. And she became later on in Cuba associated with Yemaya as a white Yemaya because of the stories of Yemaya being the Orisha of the sea. They just kind of incorporated one with the other, but they're two different entities. And Olokun, it's also an Orisha of love. She's considered the goddess of love, just like Ochun, but they all have differences and they all have little things, but she's considered the Orisha of love and like relationships and good things like that. She's married to Olokun, and again, it's a very careful Orisha. I received her, and to some extent, in all honesty, I'm even afraid sometimes to even open her pot because I'm like, if I want to see into her pot and I have everything dark, like, I really can't see much. So I'm like, but if I have a light, then I'm going to offend her. So it's one of those things that I'm like, oh my god, I don't know what to do. And so I'm very cautious with Olokun whenever I move her or anything, to make sure that no light, like the fluorescent lights from the house or anything, gets into her pot. Just because I like to be as careful as I can with the Orishas to uphold their taboos as much as I possibly can. Obviously, there's always going to be a time that you slip and you do something you're not supposed to, but they understand that we're human. So I try to be as cautious with her and the light issue and all that stuff. That's all I can think of right now to tell you guys about Olokun. Like I've said, Olokun is just considered a mysterious Orisha. There's a lot of people who keep Olokun in the living room. You shouldn't. Olokun doesn't like to be seen. Olokun is supposed to be in a hidden and dark place. The darker a place that you put Olokun, the better. Obviously, I live in a tight space, so that I can't really hide Olokun, but my Olokun lives under 7 or more cloths. So my Olokun is in complete darkness. Even though you can see the cloths and everything, I keep Olokun under different cloths and different shades of blue. And just up here, the only one you can really see is the dark blue, but if I uncover it, you'll see that I have like just different shades of blue and different colors and different things. I don't know if this stuff will come out on the video or not, but there's just different fabrics and things like that. And when Olokun was spread throughout Cuba and the worship of Olokun started, that's pretty much when the whole controversy of Babalaos and Santeros, that there's always going to be a controversy between Babalaos and Santeros, started. And they've always said that I forgot her name right now, Feminita, I think it's her name, stole it from the Babalaos and then started birthing it for Santeros. It's just all this drama. But the point is that Olokun is a very precious Orisha that a lot of Santeros regard and have in very high regard. And it's an Orisha that's also supposed to bring stability to the person's life. That's the most important part about Olokun that I forgot to mention, that Olokun is supposed to bring the stability into the person's life, not just financial, but sanity and everything all around. Olokun is preoccupied with making sure you have a roof over your head, making sure you have food, and making sure that you have some sort of money. Olokun will not give you a mansion. Olokun will give you a roof. So that might be a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, or an efficiency. But as long as you have a house and you're not living under a bridge, Olokun is doing its job. And as long as you can keep it also, of course, that's the main important part. But Olokun is another one of those orishas that people receive before initiation, so non-initiates can receive Olokun. And well, it's just a beautiful Orisha, and all of the other, to me, obviously all Orishas are beautiful, but that's Olokun for you guys, and I hope you guys learned something from this video. Just let me know, and just leave comments and subscribe to the videos, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys later. Ase 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 O. Bye.